नवला किशोर जय गोपी चित चोर प्रभु जय जय माखन चोर जय जय माखन चोर। श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की, श्री यमुना महारानी की। उपस्थित भगवत कथा अनुरागी
Hare Krishna, please accept our humble obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, Guru and Gauranga. I express my heartfelt gratitude and warm welcome to all the attendees, especially the senior Vaishnavas, the devotees of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, Iskcon. I also extend my heartfelt gratitude and greeting to all the devotees present on Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, etc. And in particular, I want to welcome the organizers who, with great love and affection, have organized this katha, who reside in Florida, the whole Patel family, in which Hina Ben, Mohini Ben, Jayashri Mataji, Darshana Mataji, and their husbands, by Piyush Bhai, Kulin Prabhu, who have organized this beautiful pious katha in the reverence of their elders, that is Manisha Ben, Purab Bhai, Deepak Bhai, Jitu Bhai, and in reverie of these ancestors, they, Patel family, has organized this beautiful Shrimad Bhagvatam Katha. Yeah. We are also Patel, the organizers are also Patel. And especially, it's a familial relationship with Jatin Bhai. He's our neighbor. And all these four sisters have a very beautiful mellow, and they always listen to the Bhagavatam Katha, and they try to do devotional service. Our Guru Maharaj, Sri Radha Govind Maharaj, who is highly respectable and highly elevated, and who is the epitome of Bhagavatam, who is Bhagavad himself, and he has innumerous disciples throughout the world. And many of them are quite affluent. But I want to add one glory that Guru Maharaj resides in Vrindavan, and every day after doing his sadhana, he circumambulates Vrindavan, and every day twice he circumambulates Vrindavan and do Vrindavan darshan. I especially like that how Guru Maharaj has taught us by portraying that how he we should live in this world while applying the Bhagavatam Katha, and during the time of death, how we should engage our mind and the glory is that he circumambulates Vrindavan and the car is provided by Jatin Bhai. And whenever I see Guru Maharaj, who could have taken the service by any of his disciples, but he chose his most beloved disciple for this service. Gurudev came to their home and gave them Brahman Diksha. And we're very fortunate that we have got this opportunity to sing Bhagvatam's glory in the presence of such highly elevated devotees. And after so many days, we have been fortunate to have the darshan of each one of you. In US, it's still 25th, but in India, it's 26th of January. And for India, it is a huge celebration as it is the Republic Day, the day on which the Constitution was framed. And in the memory of those who have devoted their life to get this freedom. So we all are Indians, that so we should know that we should have we know the 7 names. So why India is called Bharat is because it was named after the son of Rishabdev, Bharat. And in Mahabharat's Adi Parv, in the 74th chapter and in 131 verse, Vyasmuni writes that this country was named as Bharat because Dushyant and Shakuntala had a beautiful son, Bharat, and because of it, the country was named Bharat. So the second name is India. So it is called India because it is a country which is on the banks of the Indus River, and because of that, it is named India. And thirdly, it is called Hindustan because it is the land of the Hindu, or it our country has always welcomed all the religions and people from all parts of the world. But although it is sad that our humility was misused and we were enslaved by them. So it is called Hindustan. In Ramayan and Mahabharat, the country is called Aryavrat. This land. So today is the Republic Day, so we should have this information or knowledge. So it is called Aryavrat because it's the land where Aryas revived, and that is why it's called Aryavrat. Another name is Jambudeep, and the sixth name is Ajnabvarsh. Aj means Rishabdev and his son Nabhi. So by combining these two, then this country was called Ajnabvarsh. So when the British were leaving the country, they named us the land as the Golden Sparrow. On 15th August, we got independence. And after 4 months, on this day of 26th January, our constitution was constituted on this day. To free this country, numerous people have sacrificed their lives. And first of all, we see the sacrifice of Mahatma Gandhi, who chose non-violence as his weapon against the British. And by the principle of non-violence,
लेकिन ऐसा भी नहीं कहा जा सकता कि केवल महात्मा गांधी के कारण हमारा देश आजाद हुआ, नहीं. श्रीफल कभी फोड़ा है?
Was it only the effort of Mahatma Gandhi?
भगवान के मंदिर में हम नारियल चढ़ाते हैं.
So have you ever tried to break a coconut?
तो नारियल पहले झटके में थोड़ी फूटता है. जब हम नारियल फोड़ते हैं,
so the coconut does not break at the very first effort. It breaks in almost after numerous attempts. So after the 7th attempt, it breaks open. So that doesn't mean that. But that doesn't mean that it was opened by the 7th effort. But before Mahatma Gandhi also, so many people have sacrificed their lives to get the freedom. And the biggest contribution was of Srimati Lakshmi Bai, who, to save the country from the British, who fought the battle against the British to free the country. And when we remember Bhagat Singh, we are able to listen peacefully the Bhagvatam and do the devotional service only by the virtue of these martyrs who have sacrificed their lives. And so many lost their sons and their husbands. And because of these martyrs, we are able to enjoy the freedom that we enjoy today. In Bhagavatam, it's mentioned that the people of this country, have so many.
क्या दे सकते हैं? हमारे पास ऐसा क्या है कि उन शहीदों को हम कुछ दे सके? लेकिन आज इस पावन 26 जनवरी के दिन घड़ी दो घड़ी उनका स्मरण तो कर सकते हैं।
So we are eternally
शहीदों के चरणों में चढ़ा सकते हैं। तो मैं केवल स्मरण करा रहा हूँ महात्मा गांधी, क्या क्या उनका जीवन वास्तव में
so
कम नहीं था।
they have contributed so much for us that we have to be grateful to them. And what we can do is just remember these people. There's another martyr whose name is Mangal Pandey, who in 1857 fought a war, and from Bengal, Subhash Chandra Bose.
स्वतंत्रता के सेनापति लाला लजपत राय ने भी बड़ा काम किया,
and Lala Rajpat Rai.
और एक हमारे क्रांतिकारी आए, स्वराज हमारा जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार है, इस सिद्धांत
Then
उन्होंने
it was Gangadhar Tilak who established that freedom is our birthright. And he was the person who launched the first newspaper in India. So the first Indian newspaper, which was Kesari. And through this newspaper,
श्री बाल गंगाधर तिलक ने, लोकमान्य तिलक जिसे हम कहते हैं, लोगों ने उनको मान्य किया इसलिए नाम हो गया लोकमान्य तिलक, लेकिन
so his name was Bal Gangadhar Tilak.
नारायण प्रभु कह रहा था, मुझे कोई स्वतंत्रता दो तो मुझे इन शहीदों की कथा करनी है, क्योंकि बहुत पढ़ा था मैंने बचपन में।
Abhinaran Prabhu was saying that if I get an opportunity, I would like to sing the glories of all these martyrs, as I've studied so much about them in my childhood days. So I just want to remember them. But this country was so this country got freed from the British not only by the efforts of Hindus but Muslims as well. So there was one freedom fighter, and what he did was so Ashrafullah Khan took the money from the train and distributed among the soldiers. So this way, so many people have sacrificed. At last, but last but not the least, we need to say the name of another Patel who contributed to unify this country, that was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Even Gandhiji was confused that after independence, the huge trouble was that so many kings used to rule the country and it was not unified. And listen carefully, if Sardar Patel, Vallabhbhai Patel wouldn't have been there, then we would have to have a visa to travel from Mumbai to Delhi or to Calcutta.
उन्होंने पूरे भारत को, और वो भी प्रेम से, कौन माने, कुछ राजा थे जो प्रेम से मानने वाले। जब सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल ने गांधी जी को कहा,
Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel said to Gandhiji that you take care of the parliament, let me unify this country. let me deal with all these kings and unite this country. So this huge task was performed by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
पूरे भारत को संयुक्त करना चाहते हैं, ये बात गुजरात सौराष्ट्र के भावनगर नरेश कृष्ण कुमार सिंह जी को पता चली।
So when
जैसे ही पता चली,
Sardar Vallabhbhai
कृष्ण कुमार
Patel was trying to unite the country, so
सरदार जी आपने पूरे भारत के रजवाड़े को एकत्रित करने का आंदोलन किया
so
है,
the king of Bhavnagar came to them,
सेवा ली है, तब सबसे पहला
and
कमिटमेंट
he was
गुजरात सौराष्ट्र भारत
the
भावनगर
king
के राजा
of Bhavnagar,
सिंह जी ने अपना
Krishna Kumar,
राजीनामा करा दिया।
was the first
यदि आपको
to
सिंह
submit
बनाना
his
है,
kingship,
मैं भावनगर पहले आपको अर्पण करता हूं।
and he offered Bhavnagar to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
अब वहां पर एक छोटा सा प्रसंग है।
So there is a pastime there.
सिंह जी आप पूरा भावनगर नरेश हो और सारे रजवाड़े
Sardar Patel said that
गांव आप मुझे दे रहे
that
हो, 2-5 गांव तो आप रख लीजिए,
Bhavnagar
क्योंकि
is
आपको अपना जीवन अपना फैमिली चलाना है।
your state, and you're giving everything. Just keep at least 4-5 villages for yourself. And he said that I have given you the huge elephant. Then why should I keep the tail of an elephant? I will work hard and
लेकिन आप ये जो कार्य
do
कर रहे हो,
farming,
संयुक्त भारत
and then I will take care of my family. But the dream that you have to unite this country,
हैदराबाद लास्ट में, ये बहुत बड़ी गाथा है भारत की, ये सुनोगे बड़ा आनंद आएगा आपको।
it's a huge tale, and the Hyderabad was the last.
मैं मेरा राज्य मतलब वो हैदराबाद स्टेट में जमा नहीं कराऊंगा।
Hyderabad was hell-bent that I will not surrender.
शाम दाम दंड भेद करके
And Vallabhbhai Patel used
भारत के सारे
every means possible,
एकजुट किया
and he united the country.
के नीचे लाकर आज के दिन
And we are greatly indebted to all of these
महात्मा गांधी
martyrs.
और भगत सिंह सुखदेव ऐसे इतने इतने लोगों ने जब अपनी कुर्बानी दी,
And after so much sacrifice, we are able to enjoy the freedom. We cannot do much, but on the 26th, in the start of the Katha, let's remember all these martyrs.
जरा आँख में भर लो पानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। जब घायल हुआ हिमालय, खतरे में पड़ी आजादी, जब तक थी सांस लड़े वो, फिर अपनी लाश बिछा दी। संगीन पे धर कर माथा, सो गए अमर बलिदानी, जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। शायद ये भजन, मैं तो इसे भजन ही मानता हूं, प्रदीप जी ने लिखा है। क्या शब्द का इस्तेमाल किया प्रदीप जी ने। वो कहते हैं, जब देश में थी दिवाली, शब्द के ऊपर गौर फरमाइए, जब देश में थी दिवाली, वो खेल रहे थे होली। जब देश में थी दिवाली, वो खेल रहे थे होली। जब हम बैठे थे घरों में, जब हम बैठे थे घरों में, वो जेल रहे थे गोली, थे धन्य जवान वो अपने, थी धन्य वो उनकी जवानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। कोई सिख कोई जाट मराठा, कोई सिख कोई जाट मराठा, सरहद पर मरने वाला हर वीर था भारतवासी। जो खून गिरा पर्वत पर वो खून था हिंदुस्तानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बान। थी खून से लथपथ काया, फिर भी बंदूक उठा के, क्या वीरता है। थी खून से लथपथ काया, फिर भी बंदूक उठा के, 10-10 को एक ने मारा, फिर गिर गए होश गवा के। 10-10 को एक ने मारा, फिर गिर गए होश गवा के। जब अंत समय आया तो कह गए अब हम मरते हैं। खुश रहना देश के प्यारो, अब हम तो सफर करते हैं। क्या लोग थे वो दीवाने, क्या लोग थे वो अभिमानी। अद्भुत। क्या लोग थे वो दीवाने, क्या लोग थे वो अभिमानी। तुम जरा याद करो कुर्बानी, तुम भूल न जाओ उनको, इसलिए कहीं ये कहानी। क्योंकि जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। किसी का नंबर लिखना होता है ना, तो हम किसी से पेन मांगते हैं कि आप पेन दीजिए ना, मुझे नंबर लिखना है। और थोड़ा सा लिखकर फिर जब पेन वापस करते हैं ना, हम थैंक यू बोलते हैं। एक छोटा सा नंबर और आधी मिनट किसी की पेन यूज कर दी तो हम उसे धन्यवाद करते हैं। इन वीरों ने हम लोगों के लिए अपना पूरा जीवन ही खपा दिया, अपना जीवन ही नष्ट कर दिया। क्या उसे धन्यवाद नहीं कहना चाहिए? अवश्य कहना चाहिए। सो इन सभी वीर जवानों को याद करते हुए, इसे श्रद्धांजलि देते हुए और हमारी साधना और भक्ति का कुछ अंश इन लोगों को प्रदान करते हुए हम आज 321वीं कथा का प्रथम दिन प्रारंभ करने जाएंगे। इसी से जुड़ी हुई यहीं से प्रवेश करते हैं। 15 अगस्त को हमारा देश स्वतंत्र हुआ और हम लोग बड़े आनंद और उत्साह से ये उत्सव मनाते हैं। लेकिन भक्तों, इससे भी यदि हम आगे बढ़ें तो 15वीं अगस्त को हमारा केवल देश स्वतंत्र हुआ, जीवात्मा स्वतंत्र नहीं हुआ। क्या है ना, जो स्थूल बुद्धि के होते हैं उसे मोटी मोटी बड़ी बड़ी चीज दिखाई देती है, लेकिन सूक्ष्म वस्तु नहीं दिखाई देती। इसलिए देश को आजाद करने के लिए बड़ा परिश्रम किए, बड़ी मेहनत किए, होनी चाहिए, और देश स्वतंत्र हुआ। लेकिन अभी भी काम समाप्त नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि देश स्वतंत्र हुआ, यह जीवात्मा स्वतंत्र नहीं हुआ है, यह आत्मा स्वतंत्र नहीं हुआ। भक्तों, हम सब लोग परतंत्र है, हमें किसी अन्य के द्वारा चलाया जा रहा है। हम लोग परतंत्र है, हम किसी के गुलाम बनकर बैठे हैं। हम में से कुछ लोग क्रोध के गुलाम हैं, हम में से कुछ लोग लोभ के गुलाम हैं, तो हम में से कुछ लोग काम, वासना और इच्छा के गुलाम हैं, तो फिर हम में से कुछ लोग अपनी पत्नियों के गुलाम नहीं है, नहीं है। तो कुछ लोग किसी एम्प्लॉय के गुलाम है। कहीं ना कहीं हम लोग काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, मद, मात्सर्य, या फिर जन्म, मृत्यु, जरा, व्याधि, हम गुलामी कर रहे हैं। क्या ऐसा नहीं लगता? थोड़ा सा मेरा विचार समझने का प्रयास कीजिएगा। क्या ऐसा नहीं लगता कि ये जीवात्मा ये शरीर की गुलामी कर रही है? कैसा ऐसा रोज सुबह ऐसा एहसास नहीं होता कि हम शरीर की गुलामी कर रहे हैं? इसे रात दिन खिलाओ, पिलाओ, सजाओ, ये शरीर की गुलामी तो है। और आखिर तो ये एक दिन श्मशान की राख बनने वाला, इसे कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला, लेकिन बस किए जा रहे हैं। तो कुछ क्रोध के, कुछ लोभ के, कुछ मोह के। तो देश स्वतंत्र हुआ, परंतु जब तक इन विकारों से हम स्वतंत्र नहीं होंगे, इन काम, क्रोध, लोभ आदि दोषों पर विजय प्राप्त नहीं करेंगे, तब तक जीवन में न सुख आ सकता है, न शांति मिल सकती है। और ऐसे दोष, ऐसे दुर्गुणों पर विजय प्राप्त करने के लिए इस कलयुग में सबसे बड़ा साधन यदि कोई है तो वो है भागवत कथा का श्रवण है। हमारा परम सौभाग्य है कि आज इस जीवात्मा को मुक्त करने के लिए हम श्रीमद् भागवत कथा, मुझे ब्रह्मा जी के वो वचन याद आते हैं जब प्रियव्रत ने कहा कि दादाजी, हे पितामह, मैं विवाह नहीं करूंगा, क्योंकि घर गृहस्थी जो है कारागार के समान है। घर गृहस्थी बहुत बड़ा बंधन है। कारागार में लोहे की जंजीर होती है, घर गृहस्थी में सोने की, गोल्ड की जंजीर होती है, लेकिन जंजीर तो वही होती ही है? जंजीर लोहे की हो या सोने की हो, जंजीर जंजीर होती है। इसलिए पिताजी, पितामह ब्रह्मा जी, आप मुझे ये मत कहिए। तब ब्रह्मा जी ने बहुत सुंदर कहा कि कोई व्यक्ति कितना भी बंधन में क्यों न हो, यदि वह भगवत कथा का श्रवण कर लेता है तो भगवत कथा का श्रवण करके व्यक्ति परम मुक्त हो जाता है। अपने घर गृहस्थी में रहेगा, अपना व्यवसाय, अपना व्यवहार, जॉब, बिजनेस सब कुछ करेगा, लेकिन अंदर से वह एक स्वतंत्रता का अनुभव करेगा, एक आनंद का अनुभव करेगा। ब्रह्मा जी ने बहुत सुंदर कहा, तावत कारा गृहम गृहम, यह संसार, ये काम, क्रोध, लोभ आदि जो बंधन है कारागार के समान, तावत, तब तक, यावत कृष्ण कथा न श्रुतः, जब तक कृष्ण कथा नहीं सुनते हैं। जैसे ही कृष्ण कथा हम सुनने लगते हैं, सारे बंधन खुल जाते हैं। भगवान श्री कृष्ण का जन्म हुआ और जैसे ही वसुदेव जी ने कृष्ण को अपने हाथों में लिया, कंस के कारागार के सारे कपाट खुल गए, सारे दरवाजे खुल गए। उसी कृष्ण की कथा में और कृष्ण में कोई अंतर नहीं है। वहां वसुदेव जी ने कृष्ण को अपने हाथों में लिया, कंस के दरवाजे खुल गए, कारागार खुल गया, वसुदेव जी मुक्त हो गए। तो कृष्ण में और कृष्ण कथा में कोई अंतर नहीं। हम और आप यदि कृष्ण कथा सुनते हैं तो संसार रूपी कारागार से मुक्त हो जाएंगे। ये काम क्रोध लोभ आदि जो बंधन है, इन बंधनों से हम मुक्त हो जाएंगे। तो परम सौभाग्य है कि हम इस भागवत कथा के आश्रय में हैं। और अंत में एक पॉइंट कह के आगे बढ़ूं। 26 जनवरी भारत में आज गणतंत्र दिन है, संविधान का दिन है। आज भारत का संविधान बना। इससे हम एक चीज तो समझ सकते हैं कि भारत में यदि रहना हो तो भारत के संविधान को फॉलो करना होगा। यदि संविधान को नहीं माने तो भारत की गवर्नमेंट, पुलिस हमें कारागार, जेल में बंद कर सकती है। ठीक उसी प्रकार जिस देश में आप रहना चाहते हो उस देश का संविधान पालन करना ये प्रथम धर्म है, ये प्रथम रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। तो ये तो हुआ एक छोटे से देश का रूल्स और रेगुलेशन, संविधान। लेकिन ईश्वर ने यह संसार बनाया, भगवान ने यह संसार बनाया, तो इस संसार में रहने के लिए प्रत्येक मनुष्य को भगवान का संविधान पालन करना चाहिए। देश का संविधान नहीं माने तो देश की जेल में बंद, और भगवान का संविधान नहीं माने तो भगवान की जो जेल है उसका नाम है नरक। आप लोग कहेंगे पहले ही दिन में ये नरक वाली बात कहां से लेके आए? मुझे आपको डराना नहीं है, और आप में तो कोई नरक नहीं जाएगा। लेकिन जस्ट मैं इस पॉइंट को लेकर कहना चाहता था कि क्योंकि संविधान दिन है, जैसे देश का संविधान होता है, गवर्नमेंट का संविधान होता है, वैसे गवर्नमेंट की भी गवर्नमेंट भगवान गोविंद कृष्ण का भी संविधान है। यदि मनुष्य हो तो मनुष्य को चाहिए कि मांस भक्षण ना करे, मनुष्य को चाहिए कि नशा।
According to the constitution of the Lord, we should not eat meat, we should not gamble, we should not get intoxicated. So if we have to live in this material world, then we should follow these 4 regulative principles. And if we don't follow them, we will get punished someday or the other by this material world. So there is a saying that what goes around, it comes back. So maybe not, if not today, then tomorrow. So we will get punished someday. So we can escape the punishment from the government of the world, but we cannot escape the punishment from the punishment by the Lord. So we are all under the guidance of Bhagvatam. So these all principles and philosophies are mentioned in the Shastras, and we should follow them and try to develop a loving relationship with the Lord. A few days back, Jayashree Mataji and Darshana Mataji came to our home, and we were discussing, and you know that it's my nature that if someone tells that we want to listen this, so it gives a huge satisfaction to us. So some people, they call me and say that we want to listen to a topic, and sometimes they say that we just want to listen whatever you want to speak. Now that we have touched this topic, so let's discuss it further. So when we want to listen something from someone, and if we are knower or enjoyer of the mellows, then we will ask or inquire a certain topic. If we see our history of literature, then we will see that huge devotees have beautifully inquired from the acharyas and the gurus. Parikshit Maharaj says, request that if you think that I am qualified, then please tell me the Bhagavatam Katha. And Arjuna surrendered to Krishna and said that you are my bona fide spiritual master, and now please give me knowledge. So Arjuna never said that you speak whatever you want to speak. Arjuna specially asked specific questions, that how just speak whatever can apprise my soul. Parvati ji asked or inquired about Lord Sri Ram. So you might not understand, but let me just give you an example. So when we go to a restaurant, so when we go to a restaurant, and if the server asks that what you want to eat, and if we tell him that you serve whatever you want to serve, but someone who but a person who likes or enjoys to eat will go through the entire menu and decide what he wants to eat. So if someone says that you can serve whatever you want, that means that they don't have the mellow. So, but a person who enjoys will keep a inquiry, and if you get an option, and you should tell that, yeah, we want to listen that, but you are independent and you can speak. And if you ask in such a manner, the speaker, the orator, or the guru will be happy. And once the guru is satisfied or happy, then you will have siddhi in your hands. So we were discussing about the katha, and while talking, this katha was framed and organized. And at that time, they said that if it's possible, we want to listen to the glories of Yamuna Maharani. And before that, I had no thought of Yamuna Maharani. But when she said that we want to listen about Yamuna Maharani, and from that time, it was in my mind and thoughts. So I don't think that the orator blesses the organizers, but it's the other way around. So when Parvati ji inquired about Lord Sri Ram, Shivji was elated and he said that I'm really grateful to you, as by your inquiry, my mind and heart is now centered towards Lord Sri Ram. So all these four are the epitome of Yamuna Maharani. So this time it's our pledge that we will listen the glories of Yamuna Maharani. So are you all ready?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. सब लोग ग्रीन झंडी दे चुके हैं, 2-3 को वांधे हैं, बाकी सब ने हाथ ऊपर किए, 2-3 ने हाथ ऊपर नहीं किए. आप कितना भी अच्छा काम करो, 2-5 तो ऐसे मिल ही जाएंगे जिसको.
So everybody has agreed to listen to the glories of Yamuna Maharani, but there were 2-4 who didn't raise their hand. So, but we will bow in front of them and we'll proceed towards the glories of Yamuna Maharani. So this is the 321st Katha. So we have heard some things about Yamuna Maharani, but now we will be discussing for 7 days the glories of Yamuna Maharani. So the subject is fixed. And now each of the statement will move towards Yamuna ji. So the Katha will go here and there to places, but the conclusion will be back to Yamuna Maharani. So just remember that each and every verse that we are going to discuss will glorify Yamuna Maharani. She is glorious and magnificent. So, Pushti Sampradaya has named Yamuna Maharani as Shyam Sundar. We will listen to that also. I'm overwhelmed with emotions. Apindaran Prabhu was thinking that we should discuss the Yamuna Ashtakam. So, but I got confused because there are quite a few Yamuna Ashtakams. So there is one Yamuna Ashtakam by Rup Goswami, which was interpreted by Jiva Goswami. The first Yamuna Ashtakam was written by Adi Shankaracharya, who is considered as a Mayavadi, but he has written such a beautiful Yamuna Ashtakam. And if we go further, then there is a Geet Harivansh has also sang the glories of Yamuna Maharani. And the Vallabha or the Pushti Marg, so the Yamuna Ashtakam of Vallabhacharya, that also we will try to discuss. So we will discuss about them and just think that Shripad Adi Shankaracharya, he wrote once Yamuna Ashtakam, he was not satisfied and he rewrote the Yamuna Ashtakam. So he has written 2 Yamuna Ashtakam and they're beautiful. So there is a question that why Yamuna Ashtakam? Why not Yamuna Shaptakam or Panchakam or Navashtakam? So why only 8 verses or why Ashtakam? So first we should understand what is Asht. So the number 8 is very dear or near to Krishna, as Yamuna Maharani is who? So Krishna has 16,108 wives, but his main wives were 8. we're going to listen in detail that the main queens of Krishna are 8.
और वो 1,16,000 तो गले पड़ गई कि भाई अब तो हमको कोई रखेगा नहीं, तो आप हमसे शादी कर लीजिए, तो कृष्ण ने कर लिया। लेकिन मुख्य तो 8 पत्नी है ना।
So this rest 16,100 he got because
पहले तो रुक्मणी आती है,
he freed them
सत्यभामा कालिंदी
from a demon.
जाम्बती, चतुर्थ प्रिया,
So the fourth wife of Krishna is Yamuna Maharani. And it's one of her names also, the Chaturth Priya, or the fourth wife of Shri Krishna. So out of the 8 main queens, and moreover, Krishna has 8 friends or sakhas. So maybe that is the reason that it's Ashtak. So there is another thought in my mind that the nature of Yamuna Maharani is similar to Krishna. Gangaji's nature is similar to Ram. So Yamuna ji is also bluish blackish like Krishna, and they both are naughty. Gangaji comes with a great force, but still she is very tamed. But Yamuna Maharani is very naughty. And when Krishna was born and Vasudev ji wanted to cross Yamuna Nadi, so he was troubled by Yamuna ji. And Krishna was born on the 8th day of the month. And that is why we have Yamuna Ashtakam, or the 8 verses on the glory of Yamuna Maharani. So Adi Shankaracharya has written 2. So who is Adi Shankaracharya? He is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. And a person who has Ganga as his crown is singing the glory of Yamuna Maharani. And he sings in this manner.
Murari preyasyam bhava bhayadavam bhakti varadam vyajvalon muktam shriyamapi sukham apte paridinam sada dhiro nunam bhajati yamuna nitya phaladayadam. किसके द्वारा लिखा गया? आदि शंकराचार्य.
So this is written by Adi Shankaracharya. The one who wears Gangaji on his head is singing the glories of Yamuna Maharani. And this is the opening statement of his Ashtakam. So on the 4th line you can see he says that Yamuna Nitya Phaldam. That means that Yamuna Maharani can give fruit every day. The only thing we need to do is to sing the glories of Yamuna Maharani. And she will give the fruit every day. And what will be the fruits? Let's start from beginning. So Adi Shankaracharya says that she will bless you and give you causeless mercy, as she is filled with causeless mercy.
कंपैरिजन नहीं करना है और ये
So we
उद्देश्य
need not
कौन छोटा कौन बड़ा,
to compare
लेकिन
who
ये
is
बात
big or
महिमा
small.
समझ में आती है।
But if we compare, then we understand the glories
दयामयी है,
better. So
माँ गंगा
Ganga
दयामयी है,
Mai is
कृपामयी। मैं बार बार कहूंगा क्योंकि आगे
Dayamai
दिनों में ये
or
समझिएगा, गंगा जी के साथ यमुना को रखना पड़ेगा, लेकिन इसका अर्थ कतः ये मत समझिएगा कि गंगा की महिमा घट रही है। गंगा की महिमा गंगा के तट पर, लेकिन
so, but that doesn't mean that the glories of
तो माँ
Ganga
गंगा
Maharani are less.
उन्होंने दया करके सगर के
So
60,000 पुत्र तारे, वो दया
Ganga Mai,
लेकिन यमुना जो है कृपा करती है, और कृपा भी कैसी करती है, कहते हैं कृपा
bless the
देखो बड़े
Sagar
के
to
शब्द
release
बहुत
his sons, but Yamuna Mai
जो कृपा
is
करती है
merciful
वो है तब आप
and she blesses.
कि भाई गंगा दया करती है और यमुना कृपा करती है, तो दोनों में फर्क क्या है?
So you can have a question that what is the difference between
नहीं, फर्क
Daya and Kripa?
दया में और कृपा में क्या अंतर है?
So what is the difference between Daya and Kripa? So if someone is
दिल में दुख हो तो
sad
दया कहते
and
हैं,
if we
दुखी व्यक्ति को देखकर अपने
see
हृदय में दुख हो तो वो
and we feel the pain for them, that is called Daya
दुखी व्यक्ति को देखकर दुख हो और फिर
or
उसके दुख को
empathy.
दूर करने का जो प्रयास है, ये कृपा
But
है।
if
ये इसे
we see someone in pain and we try
माँ गंगा
to
दया
solve
करती है,
or resolve their
यमुना
pain,
कृपा
then
करती
that
है।
is called
और कितनी कृपा,
blessing or the
असीम
mercy.
अपरिसीम। तो कृपा
And she
पारावाराम,
has causeless
बहुत सुंदर
mercy.
शब्द है, तपन तनयाम। कौन है तनया? तनया माने
Then
बेटी, डॉटर।
she is
किसकी
the
बेटी?
daughter
ये
of,
यमुना महारानी किसकी बेटी, किसकी डॉटर है?
and
तो
she is
कहते
the
हैं
daughter of
तपन।
whom?
तपन माने
Tapan means
ब्रह्मांड को तपाने वाला
the,
सूर्य,
the sun
जो इस
who
ब्रह्मांड को तपा देता है,
warms
उसे सूर्य
the
कहते हैं,
whole
वो सूर्य
world.
है।
That
तो
is why he
तपन
is
माने
called
सूर्य,
Surya
तो
or
तपन
sun.
तनिया, सूर्य
So
की
she is the
बेटी
daughter
है,
of the
सूर्य
sun
की
god.
डॉटर है। तब तुरंत हमारे मन में प्रश्न होगा कि भाई सूर्य की बेटी यमुना, तो फिर ये जैसे सूर्य तपाता है,
So we can have a question that as sun warms the material universe, so similarly Yamuna Maharani will warm us too, or
तपाने का काम करेगी, लेकिन
will burn us. But
शंकराचार्य
Shankaracharya
इस्तेमाल किया तपन
uses
तनियाम ताप शमनी।
such a beautiful word that is
यद्यपि वो सूर्य
Tapashamni,
की
that
बेटी है,
although she is the daughter of sun,
लेकिन काम क्या करती है? ताप
but
शमनी, सभी प्रकार के
she
तापों को शमन कर देती है,
she removes or
सभी प्रकार
absolves
के
all
तापों
the
को मिटा
heat
देती
of
है।
our life.
बहुत सुंदर शब्द है। ये शब्द आप अपने नोट कर लीजिएगा, बहुत सुंदर।
We should note
तपन
down
तनियाम
this word.
ताप शमनी, तपन की तनिया होकर भी
So, although she is the daughter of sun
क्या
god,
करती है?
she
सभी प्रकार के ताप को मिटा,
removes all types of heat from the material world.
पारावाराम तपन तनियाम ताप शमनीम। और फिर कहते हैं मुरारी प्रेयस्याम,
And then he adds,
तो कहते हैं मुरारी प्रेयस्याम भव भयदवाम भक्ति
this
वरदाम।
says that
और आगे कहते हैं, और ये
she is the beloved of Murari.
मुरारी प्रेयस्याम, ये शब्द कट हो रहा है लेकिन वहां मुंह लिखा है मुरारी। मैं नीचे भी दिखा दूं आपको, ये ऊपर नीचे दोनों। मुरारी प्रेयस्याम,
So she is Murari Priyasam, means
असुर को मारने वाले
Murari is the Lord Krishna who killed the demon Murar, and she is the beloved of Lord Shri Krishna.
जिसे भगवान श्री
and whom Lord Shri Krishna loves eternally. And in she relieves us from the fear of this material world's entanglements. So if we get the mercy of Yamuna Maharani, then we can get rid of the fear of this material world. So in this world, it's not difficult to die, but to be fearful is even harder than death itself. In the situation of this COVID, many have realized this. So dying is comparatively easy than to live in fear. And that fear of death every second kills us. Few days back, I was listening. It's a true story. That one day, a person was faced the by death itself or Kal, and he asked that why you're here. He said that I'm here to kill you. And he said that okay, how many people you want to kill today? So he says that I have a list of 1,000 people. But after a few days, 4,000 people died. And this epitome of death or Kal was taking them. He said that you're the one we met a few days back. And says that yeah. So he said that you're taking them away. He said yeah. So he said I have a question. He said that you said that you will kill 1,000 people, but now these are 4,000 people who are dead. So the Mahakal or the epitome of death. He said that I killed only 1,000, but the rest 3,000 were killed by the fear itself. So this person has revealed that I met death and he is going to take 1,000 people, and due to fear, the rest 3,000 people died. So death is not that difficult, but fear is very difficult to deal with. So all that fear in this material world, we can get rid of that if we pray to Yamuna Maharani. And then he says that about bhakti. So we are interested in this, that is bhakti, that she is capable to bless us with the pure devotional service towards the Lord. So not everybody can give pure devotional service to the Lord. It can be given by someone who is filled with the mellow of love and pure devotional service. And Yamuna Maharani is the epitome of bhakti or pure devotional service of the Lord. So we will listen how Yamuna Maharani manifested from the tear of the Lord. So that is why she is the one who provides with bhakti or pure devotional service towards the Lord. He adds further that even Lakshmi Ji, the goddess of fortune, can be provided with happiness by Yamuna Maharani. Although the world is crazy about the goddess of fortune, but she gets satisfied or happy through Yamuna Maharani. So when when Krishna bought Govardhan and Yamuna Maharani,
जन्मना ब्रज श्रयत इंदिरा शश्वदत्रहि. हे कृष्ण.
so when he bought Yamuna Maharani, then the goddess of fortune also left Lord Narayan and came down. So, so it is said that when you came down, even the goddess of fortune left everything and came down here in Vrindavan. And let's pray to Yamuna Maharani, who is always dheer or very disciplined.
ये सारे अष्टकम श्रीमद्
So in 7 days, we have to listen the pastimes of Yamuna Maharani and all the ashtakams in these 7 days. And we will be doing the abhishek or the holy bath of the Lord through the pious water of Yamuna Maharani. When we listen to the pastime of Yamuna Maharani, then we will do abhishek of Krishna.
અને સ્નાન કરાવું શ્યામળા યમુના જળમાં કેસર ગોળી સ્નાન કરાવું શ્યામળા હલકે હાથે અંગો ચોળી लाड लडामू श्यामला. हल्के हाथ हैं. जब आप कथा सुनोगे ना तो हल्के हृदय से भारी.
When you're listening to this pastime, then listen with light heart and light mood. Don't come with stress of your life. And when we listen with love, and we will do abhishek or bathe Krishna with the Yamuna Jal. There was a saint. So usually a sage has a small bundle and he used to take Laddu Gopal with him in that small bag, and he was coming from a village and he was supposed to stay in a dharamshala, but he was unable to find a room in any dharamshala. So he thought that let me stay here under the tree for this night and tomorrow we will leave. So the saint or the sage kept everything on the tree and he went to Yamuna Nadi's bank and to bathe in the holy water. And there were two women who were discussing, were very simple. The people who reside in village are very simple, and they were coming after filling the pots, and they saw that the sage has kept his bundle on the branch of the tree and he has gone to take a bath. So they knew that the sage always have a Lord with them. So they thought that it will be Lord who will be a live God. And then thought that it's a huge opportunity to see the Lord, because usually the sage never leaves their belongings like that. But now today we have got this opportunity, and in all these four sisters have the similar nature, and they all went and they opened the bundle of the sage, and in the box there was a Laddu Gopal. And now they said that, oh my God, how can they keep the Lord in a box? How much bewildered this Laddu might be feeling. So these women were far more filled with mellow towards the Lord, and they, they started serving him food, and he took him out of the box and started feeding him. And they said that this they they were so simple that they said that because he has put him in the Lord in the box, so because of that he has become stiff and he doesn't move. So, so one of them was like Mohini Mataji, and she started massaging and stretching the feet of the Lord. And the other sister was stretching the hand. They were thinking that because he was sitting in the box for long, he's unable to stretch. And the Lord is so much simple. He doesn't expect wisdom or intelligence, but he wants simple mellow of affection. So he realized that they will break my hands and feet. He straightened himself. So they fed him, and the sage was coming, and they kept Laddu in the box again, and they went. So the sadhu came back to serve the Lord. When he opened the box, the Lord was standing straight. So he was very amazed at how Laddu Gopal can be straight. And who did it? After so much of anxiety, he, he was told by the Lord that I was I was tired of sitting in the box, and these women, they helped me straighten myself because they were filled with so much simplicity that I got attracted to them. So that simplicity is in the organizers as well.
स्नान कराऊं श्यामला यमुना जलमा के सरगोड़ी स्नान कराऊं श्यामला अने हलके हाथे अंगो चोड़ी लाड लडाऊं श्यामला. So इस प्रकार यमुना
In this way, we will listen to the glories of Yamuna Maharani. And
ये ठंडी की मौसम में आप भले न नहाओ
in this winter season, you may not take a bath, but we will dip Krishna in the holy waters of Yamuna Maharani. So let's listen to some announcements, and then after that we will proceed further towards the Katha.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, बहुत ही सुंदर, wonderful beginning with Prabhuji's Katha today. Started with Republic Day's glorification. तो आप सबको भी हमारी ओर से a very happy Republic Day. और बहुत ही सुंदर इस Republic Day में भी कुछ जानने सीखने को मिला हमें कि कैसे हमारे भारतवर्ष के अनेक अनेक नाम से विख्यात है। और साथ ही साथ बहुत ही सुंदर यहाँ पर यमुना महारानी की ये जो लीला कथा प्रभु जी आस्वादन करा रहे हैं, उसके अंतर्गत सर्वप्रथम प्रभु जी ने बहुत सुंदर बताया कि there are various so many types of Yamunastakam sung by many acharyas, and इस सारे आचार्यों के जो द्वारा गाए हुए अष्टकम है उसका निचोड़, उसके रस को हम यहाँ पर चखेंगे, आस्वादन करेंगे। और इसी के आस्वादन में हमने यहाँ पर यमुना महारानी का जो प्रणाम मंत्र है प्रभु जी के मुखारविंद से, जो उन्होंने मंगलाचरण के वक्त में गाया था, एंड देन ही जस्ट इसकी व्याख्या भी प्रभु जी ने बहुत सुंदर बताई कि किस प्रकार यमुना महारानी का जो स्वभाव है वो भय से मुक्त करने वाली है, एंड देन कृपा पारावार, कृपा की देवी है। जैसे गंगा मैया ने उद्धार किया तो यमुना मैया ने कृपा की, कृपा भक्ति दी। सो सच इज अ वंडरफुल ग्लोरी ऑफ आवर श्री यमुना महारानी, और जिनकी कथा को हम यहाँ पर आस्वादन कर रहे हैं और करने वाले हैं आने वाले दिनों में। So we're very grateful, Prabhuji, that Prabhuji initially mentioned that the Yajmans are Patel, Prabhuji's are Patel, and one of the person who contributed in this Republic Day is Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. तो इन सारे पटेल परिवार का हम सब पर बहुत सुंदर कृपा है, योगदान है, जिसके फलस्वरूप हमें भारत का संविधान, भारत को जिन्होंने एक किया, और साथ ही साथ पटेल के द्वारा ऐसे हमारे प्रभु जी जिनके मुखारविंद से हम कृपा कथा श्रवण कर रहे हैं। तो वी आर वेरी ग्रेटफुल दैट वी आर indebted to this Patel families, प्रभु जी एंड ऑल दैट जिनके मुखारविंद से हमें कथा श्रवण करने को मिलती है। So thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. और since so many days have passed that हम लोग भगवत कथा से दूर थे, तो we missed so many things during this time, और बहुत सारे भक्तों के जो मैसेजेस हमें मिले कि किस प्रकार it's been long that हम इस अमृत चर्चा परिवार को मिस कर रहे हैं। So finally the day has come that we are here together to hear Hari Katha. So साथ ही साथ हमारे जो गौ माता है, जो हमारे राधा गोविंद गौशाला की जहाँ पर सुंदर सेवा होती है, उनके भी दर्शन को मिस कर रहे थे। एंड वी हैड अ वंडरफुल फॉर्च्यून दैट प्रभु जी अगेन विजिटेड आवर श्री राधा गोविंद गौशाला एंड स्पेंड टाइम विद हमारी गौओं के बीच में उन्होंने बहुत सुंदर समय व्यतीत किया। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रभु जी फॉर स्पेयरिंग टाइम फॉर गौशाला एज वेल। तो आइए हम दर्शन करते हैं हमारी प्यारी गौ माता के। तो उसके पश्चात हम शेष कथा को प्रभु जी के मुखारविंद से श्रवण करेंगे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। सो यस, तो बहुत सुंदर हम ये हमारे श्री राधा गोविंद गौशाला के जो दर्शन है हम इसे प्राप्त कर रहे हैं। एंड बहुत ही सुंदर हमारे यजमान परिवार पटेल फैमिली है जिनका यहाँ पर सहयोग है, जिससे कि हम ऐसी सुंदर गौ माता की सेवा कर पा रहे हैं। और जो हमारी गाय हैं हम देख रहे हैं, दिस ऑल आर काफ्स आर ग्रोइंग नाउ। तो हमारी गत 19 तारीख को 20 तारीख को इट वाज 3rd एनिवर्सरी ऑफ आवर श्री राधा गोविंद गौशाला दैट which we celebrated. और पिछले 3 साल से यहाँ पर हमारी जो गौ माता है, we started with somewhat around 30 cows, and now the family of our Gaushala, I mean Go Matas, are like more than 85-90. So we are very grateful कि जैसे हर व्यक्ति की एक कामना होती है कि हर साल हमारा बिजनेस है that grow करता रहे, डबल हो, ट्रिपल हो, तो हमारी भी गौशाला में ऐसी सुंदर गौ माता है जो बढ़ती रही है और it's almost triple now. So we are very grateful to all the Vaishnavas for supporting Shri Radha Govind Goswami, and especially thanks to हमारे पटेल फैमिली जिनके यहाँ पर सहयोग से हम इस भागवत कथा को श्रवण कर रहे हैं और साथ ही साथ ऐसी सुंदर कथा को आस्वादन कर रहे हैं। तो आइए श्रवण करते हैं हमारी शेष कथा श्रीमान लाल गोविंद जी महाराज से। हरे कृष्ण।
एकदा कृष्ण पत्न्यस्तु श्री कृष्ण विरहातुरा कालिंदी मुदितां वीक्ष्य प्रपच्छु गतमत्सरा प्रपच्छु गतमत्सरा। एक बहुत सुंदर इतिहास श्री
There is one amazing pastime of Yamuna Maharani. For ordinary people like us, we need the mercy of Yamuna Maharani. But even the queens of Krishna were in dire need of the mercy of Yamuna Maharani, and by the mercy of Yamuna Maharani, all these queens of Lord Shri Krishna went to the Golok Dham of the Lord by the mercy of Yamuna Maharani. So this pastime comes in Skand Puran, but it is also mentioned as a pastime of Bhagvatam, as it comes in the conclusion or of Shrimad Bhagavatam. So the pastime starts that in Dwarika, Krishna has 16,108 wives, and Lord Shri Krishna, after living for 128.5 years, he stayed on this earth. And one day, when the demigods like Brahma, etc., came and venerated the Lord, and they said that because of us you came to this material world, but now you should not stay on this earth anymore, and you should come back to your spiritual world. So the Lord arranged everything, and he left this material world. He left behind the kingdom and all his queens, and as Krishna left for the spiritual world, the most sadness or bereavement was felt by the queens of Krishna. And Sut Goswami mentions this in Naimisharanya in front of the 88,000 sages. He says that once upon a time, that all the wives of the Lord, that is 16,107, except Kalindi Devi. Once upon a time, after Krishna left, so his queens, 16,107 queens, were so much distressed by the bereavement of Lord Shri Krishna. In this ordinary world, even when a woman loses her husband, she feels so much distress and it becomes so tough to live in this world, and the world is filled with so much difficulty for such a woman. And in Ramayan, Sita ji says that as there is as the river can never be happy without water, it can be barren, it is useless. Similarly, the body is useless without the soul. Similarly, a, a wife or a woman without husband is devoid of every happiness. So we went to Chitrakoot, and in that ashram, Anasuya Mata told Sita Maharani that if there are quite a few people in the life of a woman to give happiness, but so she gets happiness from so many people, but the happiness that a woman can get from her husband can never be achieved by any other happiness or relationship. And if a woman tries to separate from her husband and be happy, she will never be happy. So, if ordinary women of this material world, then if this is the situation, then imagine the situation of the queens whose husband was the supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, who they got as their husband and he left them. So, how much pain they might have suffered or felt, it's unimaginable. So, this is what is being explained in this verse in front of your screen, that once upon a time, the 16,107 queens were distressed and anxious by the separation of Srimati Radharani. And who we need to subtract is Kalindi or Yamuna Maharani. So only one wife was not distressed. So it's not the Kalindi of Maryland. This Kalindi is our Yamuna Maharani. So what is mentioned about Kalindi Devi?
महारानी को दुख नहीं था. यमुना महारानी के विषय में कहते हैं कि यमुना मुदी था, बड़ी आनंद में थी. मूद माने आनंद.
It's mentioned that Yamuna Maharani was in happiness. So it can be surprising that how can a wife be happy while all others are in so much distress and sadness, and she is happy, she is blissful.
और विक्ष माने इन 16,107 पत्नियों ने देखा, यार हम दुखी, हम रो रही है, और कालिंदी मुदिता वो तो बड़ी प्रसन्न है.
When these queens realized that we all are distressed while Kalindi is happy and satisfied, so they had this inquiry that how they they are distressed and she is happy. So they came to Kalindi and they started inquiring that why you are not feeling the mellow of separation from Krishna. But they're asking this question with a word matsara or envy. And usually, this envy is usually among the people we love, our relatives, of siblings, etc., and even neighbors. So, on the Makar Sankranti, did you had an opportunity to fly kites? I was in Surat at that time. So so the kite is being is harmed by the person who is flying the kite in Surat itself, not from Delhi. So similarly, we are harmed in nearby relationships. Here, although these all are co-wives, so little envy is acceptable. So, so they're saying that although they are all co-wives, but yet there is no envy. So this is what we should learn. So whenever we listen from someone, then we should never have even an iota of envy in our hearts towards the speaker. We should we should not have this envy in our hearts. And if we have an envy, then we should not listen to the katha at all, because otherwise it will not work. Because if you have envy, then it will not benefit the orator nor the listener. So when after seeing Kalindi happy and satisfied, they went and sat at the feet of Yamuna Maharani. So we should learn from them that we should go and sit at the feet of the people who are happy and satisfied, the great sages. So a person who is already filled with anxiety cannot make us happy. So the people who are happy or satisfied, we should go to the feet of such people. And mostly people who acquire knowledge and intelligence, they they hardly smile and they become too serious. It's better to be a fool rather than being such wise person. Might be wise, you might be detached from this world, but we should behave in such a manner that the person of the material world feels happy and satisfied while he talks with us. So, so we should always stay in happiness and blissful so that anybody and everybody can approach us. So after seeing Kalindi happy, they came at the feet of Yamuna ji without envy.
यथा वयं कृष्ण कृष्ण पत्न्यस्ता तथा त्वमपि शोभने वयम विरह दुःखार्ता वयम विरह दुःखार्ता त्वं न कालिन्दी तद्वद त्वं न कालिन्दी त्वद्वदः। श्री कृष्ण पत्नी उचुहु कृष्ण की
So,
16,000
the wives of Krishna came to Yamuna Maharani and asked that as you are also the wife of Krishna, as we all are, as we all are wives of Krishna, similarly you are also the wife of Krishna, but after Krishna left for his eternal abode, we all are unhappy, distressed, and filled with mellow of separation and crying vehemently. But you are not unhappy. So please let us know that why you are happy and not distressed. So when they inquired in such a manner, then Suji says, when Kalindi Devi heard this, that these all are unhappy and distressed, so after hearing this, Kalindi Maharani started laughing. So if it's easy to go in a celebration, but it's very tough to go where there is a death in the family. It's very difficult to go there. So it's very tough to go in such a situation because we have to show sadness and distress. Otherwise, the family members will feel offended. So what we should do, then we should keep an Ayurvedic medicine in our mouth, and after that, the face will be filled with so much distress. So, if someone loves in such a situation, then there can be a problem. But here, the situation is different. Kalindi started to laugh more. So, Kalindi is filled with ecstasy and happiness, and they other wives are surrendered that please make us also happy and ecstatic. So after seeing their surrender, Kalindi Maharani was filled with empathy, or as these all were sitting at the feet of Kalindi Maharani, so her mind and heart was filled with mercy. So if an elevated devotee or a bona fide spiritual master, when he has mercy towards us, then what will he do? Will he offer us an apple or a sweet? No. So he will speak something to comfort the disciple. So similarly, Kalindi Devi started to speak, and with her heart filled with empathy for the co-wives of Krishna. So when somebody is speaking or the katha, then their heart should be filled with empathy and mercy. Shukdev Goswami manifested this deep Bhagavatam when his heart was filled with mercy towards the material world and its inhabitants. So this Bhagavatam is not Bhagavatam, it is the mercy of Shukdev Goswami. Otherwise, we have no qualification to read or listen or speak Bhagavatam. So the question is that we all are unhappy by separation with Krishna, but you are not unhappy. So even Brijvasis were unhappy. Gopis were distressed by separation with Krishna, but Kalindi never felt unhappiness. So that is her glory. So that doesn't mean that Yamuna Maharani doesn't have love for Krishna or she's not beloved, but she's happy because she is the beloved of Krishna, and now she is going to reveal this to all the co-wives and give such a solution that all the wives of Krishna will leave for the eternal abode of the Lord, that is Golok Dham. So we will listen to this tomorrow in detail. Hare Krishna. You all have heard this katha with so much patience and after such a gap and in huge number. So thank you very much that you come here to listen to the katha and encourage us. And I especially want to thank the organizers, the Patel family, and their husbands. In the reverie of their ancestors, this beautiful katha was organized. So, so this is a very beautiful family that stays in the US. And this mellow, full katha. So we will use less of our brains, but we will indulge in feeling the mellow of the katha. So today we started, and from tomorrow we have to start Abhishek of the Lord from with Yamuna Jal. So let's end the session with Jai Jaikar.
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण के श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान के श्याम सुंदर